it's Charlio here, or just Corey, and... well, the Season 5 trailer for LEGO Monkey Kid dropped, and gave us quite a lot of new things to chew on. For an example, our main monkeys finally met the kings of the underworld. The world is also collapsing in on itself at an alarming rate, and Wukong got a circlet again. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff to freak out over. But there was one thing that I couldn't stop thinking about. Where's Nüwa? I mean, she's all over the LEGO sets if you look hard enough. Artwork there, and just everywhere. She even got an official LEGO character with her name and everything. So she's clearly going to be important in this season, but then where is she? Well, as you probably saw in the title, I have a theory for that. That theory being that Li Jing has actually kidnapped and trapped Nüwa, and that's why we haven't seen her in the series up to this point. But why do I think this? It sounds pretty crazy. And yeah, I know, but don't you worry, because I'm here to tell you today, with evidence, that this is not only a possibility, but straight up the thing that is going to explain, well, the entire plot of the series. So, let's jump right into it. The first thing we should probably take a look at is Li Jing's pagoda, since in the poster it's framed as pretty important with how it's placed directly in the middle of it. But Corey, you might say, if the pagoda is that important, then how is it that it's barely shown as important in the trailer? Doesn't that contradict what you're saying? No, actually. Because the important part isn't what the pagoda is, but rather who is inside of it. Since Li Jing's pagoda is actually a weapon used to trap people inside of it, sort of like the calabash. And in real mythology, he even used this pagoda against Nüwa, his own son, when Nüwa tried to kill him. And when we see Li Jing use the pagoda in the trailer, he actually uses it to trap MK inside of it. Because as you can see here, MK is the only one being pulled forward while the others are getting pushed back, which was mentioned by Ash's board in their breakdown of the trailer. In addition to that, the monkey kids are even in the pagoda in the very same poster. Since if we take a look at the architecture of real-life pagodas versus the room they're in the poster, it looks strikingly similar. So there is clearly something going on with this pagoda. But now we have to ask another important question. What would motivate Li Jing to even trap Nüwa in the first place? Well, to understand that, we should first and foremost take a look at where Li Jing even got his ideals from, the Celestial Realm. Seeing as that since of Season 4, we've been made aware of that the whole Celestial Realm system is pretty flawed, with the Jade Emperor being the prime example of this.
I was once a Celestial warrior, fighting to protect the weak. Or so I thought. Over time, it became clear to me that the Jade Emperor's only concern was keeping his subjects under his boot. He cared not for the plight of those he ruled.
And after I started to analyze it a bit more, I realized that the Celestial Realm's biggest flaw is actually their intense focus on order. More specifically, that they believe that everyone has a role in the universe and needs to follow that role to perfection. For instance, Nüwa was so intense about his role, which is to protect the Jade Emperor, that it was worth more than his own life.
You should not have come here! I must stop them from reaching the Jade Emperor! But what if you can't? That's not an option.
Therefore, it would make sense that in this next season, we would get a direct antagonist, or even villain, who's from the Celestial Realm. Because, let's be honest, even though MK and the rest are heroes, they don't exactly follow the same worldview as the Celestial Realm, and if anything, they go directly against it.
Alright, Misery Kid. You were supposed to realize by now that the choices the game's giving you aren't the only choices you've got. Life isn't some pre-written thing like a video game where you have to do what the tutorial says.
Okay, well, kind of a weird, convoluted way to make a point, don't you think?
Whatever. Point is, it's time to start making your own choices. Something I wish I'd learned a lot sooner than I did.
Thus why Li Jing doesn't seem to like our protagonist as we see in the trailer. And again, remember, Li Jing seems completely fine and maybe even happy to entrap the chaotic, which our protagonists definitely are, as we see when Li Jing puts a circlet on Wukong's head. This being explained by the fact that in the original Journey to the West, Li Jing was actually appointed monster quashing marshal by the Jade Emperor himself when they were going to fight Wukong, who had just quit his stableboy job. Even more, Li Jing is also written to be very quick to anger, and in the very same chapter was about to kill one of his soldiers when they failed to capture Wukong, which was only prevented by Nüwa. Real quick though, before we move on, if you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe. I plan to make many more LEGO Monkey Kid theories / analysis in the future, especially with Season 5 right around the corner. So if you're interested in that, hit that bell and remember to turn on notifications so you will get notified when I post my next video about this amazing show. Anyway, moving on. And considering all of this, how would someone like Li Jing then react to Nüwa, a goddess who seems to embrace and even make, as we see with MK, the chaotic, while also viewing it as not something that needs to be fixed, but as something that is vital for this world, which is a real philosophy in Taoism, by the way, which also makes sense since Nüwa is also a Taoist goddess. Yeah, Li Jing would not like someone like that. And as the final nail in the coffin, Li Jing trapping Nüwa in his pagoda is literally shown in the LEGO set. More specifically, in the Celestial Pagoda set, which is also the only set with Nüwa and Li Jing even in it. What's more, if you look at the official pictures on the LEGO website, you can find this picture, where it shows us Li Jing on a throne, which then tells us that yes, this is Li Jing's pagoda. And if we look at the thing he's holding, we can also clearly see that this is a mini version of the Celestial Pagoda they're currently in. So with all this information in mind, this is how I imagine Li Jing trapped Nüwa went down. One day, the heavenly king Li Jing learned that the creation goddess Nüwa was fabricating something called the Harbinger of Chaos. He didn't know what it was, but one thing was for sure. He definitely didn't like the sound of it. Therefore, Li Jing goes to confront Nüwa about this thing she has created and tries to make her destroy it again. Yet, Nüwa doesn't want to stop, and if anything, she wants to make it even stronger. Thus, to save the world, or at least that's how Li Jing views it, he traps her in his pagoda, leaving everything as it should be. But then, what about MK? Well, as RV Sketched theorized in their video, what is MK? MK is, believe it or not, broken / and are not complete yet. Hence why he's glitching, and also why his stone has that crack. And for that reason, they then also theorized that the reason MK is broken / and are not complete yet is because something happened to Nüwa while she was making MK, in consequence then leaving him completely alone and incomplete. Luckily though, MK, as we see, somehow still got brought to life and then found his ways to Pixies. This would then mean that if both our theories are correct, it was Li Jing that was the one to trap Nüwa before she could finish MK, therefore why she isn't in the trailer or in any other parts of the series, and is also the reason why MK is struggling with his monkey form. And if we want to get even darker, there is a high chance that Li Jing actually found MK's half-finished stone and tried to destroy it. And thinking that he finished the job, he simply left it there, not knowing that MK is now the result of that. And if we look at how it's going for Li Jing now, it isn't looking much better, because now he has developed a quite literal god complex where he not just believes himself to be the rightful next Jade Emperor, but that he also has the right to hurt people, or monsters as he probably views them, that tries to stop him. Like how he charges Wukong with his new circlet, as well as trying to kill MK before he was even born. This was probably also the reason why he was even appointed monster-quashing marshal in the first place. I mean, he's following his role in the universe down to perfection. Or, as someone once said,
run along. Destiny will find you soon enough.
Thank you so much for watching! I really wanted to get this theory out on YouTube, since I thought it was a pretty cool theory, and I thought it might be interesting for other people to hear and share their opinions about it. So, if you do have any opinions or thoughts, both disagreeing or agreeing on my theory, be sure to share them with me in the comments, or go to my Twitter or Tumblr, where I share even more theories and thoughts about Lego Monkey Kid, and even some fan art and a bit of fanfics. Also, thanks to RV Sketch for their amazing theory, it helped a lot, so go check them out too, they make some really cool stuff. And again, remember to like and subscribe if you like my theory and want more of it. I am planning to do an analysis on Nüwa and Li Jing after Season 5, and or just an overall look at how good and evil works in the show, and how there's such a faint line between the two. And if you want even more Season 5 theories, you can on the right find my video about those 5 colorful stones that I've been talking so much about and what they actually are, while on the left you can find me and Li Jing, also known as the Amethyst Archer, break down the trailer for Season 5 with all our thoughts and theories about it. Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Bye!